I bought the cheapest CTS-V in the country, and CTS-V 2 anyway. Clean title, actually like a fairly clean car. There's a couple little door dings and a few little incidents, but it's very high mileage, which is why it is so cheap. But as you can see, it's pretty clean, especially for a 17-year-old black car, a 15-year-old black car. It's 2011. That's really the only damage, and I cracked the paint, so no sense in even trying to PDR it. But like I said, for an old black car, this is extremely clean. For only being a couple years newer than my BMW, it looks significantly better. And it's got some issues, obviously, like there's a fog light missing, and that one's there, and the fake chrome is peeling as you'd expect, but for the most part, it's actually pretty clean. And it's got, pretty solid interior, again, for having almost 180,000 miles on it. It looks pretty good. It's got updated seats with the inflatable lumbar. All that works. The AC doesn't work, which we need to figure out, and it has a code because I went to go get it inspected and check engine light came on, so I need to get that figured out. But so far, everything's cool. The leather's peeling on that, just like in like the C6 Corvettes and stuff. This does feel like a weird combination of like a C6 Corvette and a 5th gen Camaro. But overall, it's so far a pretty nice car. And I got this from Tom's Refurb, which is a cool little thing. I didn't watch his content until after I bought the car, but still a cool little fact. But anyway, so unsurprisingly, this vehicle does have a cat delete because it's historic in the state that it came from. And it's emissions exempt there, but it allegedly had O2 sensor spacers on it, but yeah, they clearly didn't work. So fortunately, we can take care of that. We're going to put cats on it. I'm going to do it off camera, and then we'll be good, and then we can run through all the tests. Because it hasn't even set the evaporative emissions test or anything yet, so it probably won't run that until the cats run their tests and actually pass. So I have to do all that before we can get it inspected, but we have to get this inspected tomorrow. That way we can make it to Cruising Ocean City also tomorrow. And yeah, so I'm gonna get on swapping cats onto this thing real quick. All right, we have our cats installed and the code is cleared, and now we can do some data tracing just because I'm bored, and we'll drive it around and see if it resets the codes. But there's no tags, so I'm always like nervous to drive it. But we have cats again. So it definitely was making a weird kind of grindy, vibrating noise, especially when you turned to the right. As you can see, we have some wear there from where the wheel, I think, has been hitting the spindle. I thought maybe it needed brakes, but we have plenty of pad life left. They're a little small, but like they're not bad yet. There's definitely some signs of wear on the wheel, but I think we'll be good to throw it back on. This one, it says GM on it. I don't know if all of them are made by Super Alloy or what, or if this is a rep. And maybe like the offset is slightly lower. I don't know. He did say one wheel was replaced because the other one had a crack. And somebody tried to duct tape it shut, which obviously doesn't work, and it had different lug nuts than the other ones. So I'm going to throw that back on. It'll self-clearance. It's not rubbing that bad, clearly. It just makes an annoying sound, but we're going to check the other side out too. So we made it to Ocean City, Maryland, as you can tell by the seagulls. I washed the whole thing and it was beautiful. It's all dusty now. It took me 3 hours to get here and I had to make a detour through the country, but it's still a super clean car. It's just very dusty, as usual. But I got here and I popped the trunk and I found some parts in the back. So there's one shock, which is interesting. Just one. There's a lens for a headlight. The AC belt that I know was not installed. I don't know what that is. That looks like a heater thing. Some brake fluid. Interesting. And is it an oil filter? Yeah. I should have changed oil in this before I drove it. There's more brake fluid there. That's interesting. And our old cats are actually here. Crazy. I put new ones on, of course, via HP tuners. But the other thing it came with is, you can see just how mirror this car is. For being 15-year-old black paint, it looks amazing. But there was this typical Cadillac stuff. Well, there's a whole new trim piece in the trunk that I didn't realize. He didn't tell me that. Actually, I don't even know if that's the right one. It's not. It might be. I can't tell. I don't want to rip it off until I know for sure. I may investigate a little more. But we have a new grill or new trim piece somewhere. It's definitely not a window. It's too long. No, it's too big. I don't know where else this would go. It's got to be that front piece, but I'll report back. So they look almost the same. This one's definitely bigger and it's longer. I wonder if that's for a sedan. And this is obviously a coupe. But overall, I'm actually impressed with the car because it made it all the way here with no issues whatsoever. I drove it hard. I drove it gently sometimes, but for the most part, it got a good thrashing. And it's fine. It actually... My first impressions were that it didn't handle that well, but I'm now kind of reconsidering because it feels like a big heavy car, but once you kind of lean into the fact that it's a big heavy car and you kind of let the suspension work, it starts handling better. Like it almost feels like it uses the weight to increase the grip that it has. This noise also went away, so whatever it was, it self-clearanced, but everything else is cool. So maybe in the next video we'll put it up on the lift and see how it does, but I think for now that's the end. And thank you for watching, and we'll see how many tickets we get this weekend. All right, so it's been like 3 months since I started this video of the cheapest CTS-V in the country, but now we've got it up in the air. You can hear our noise. I'm gonna take this wheel off and see what we can't figure out. It sounds like it's a splash shield or something. It's tearing up the rotor, but it is what it is. There's an oil leak, but it turns out this oil filter wasn't even tight. I'm kind of surprised it never fell off because I kind of just fingered it like this and it came off, or started coming off. So that's not good, but we're gonna do an oil change anyway. The cats have definitely been deleted, as you can see up there. I don't know if it had secondary cats and that's what those flex pipes are, but the cats are gone. Everything else seems cool though. Like the Guivos, whatever you want to call them. They're in decent shape. Very minimal rust despite the mileage and where this car came from. Like it is a Philadelphia area car. We do get snow and salt and shit up here. Yeah, so overall, not too bad. We do have to put the AC belt on. That looks like it's going to be a bigger pain in the ass than I thought. Now I understand why he didn't do it. Because supposedly the previous owner did the balancer, which seems plausible, but he didn't put the AC belt back on. I don't know why. It is a stretch belt, but the stretch belt tool was in the trunk. So I'm a little confused about that, but we got to do that. And to do that, we're going to take the other two belts off. So that'll be fun. So I found my noise. It's kind of weird. I also don't know how I didn't see that in the first place, but I'm going to attempt to bend this out of the way because that's kind of fucking annoying. But very weird, very interesting. So there we have it. That is the cheapest CTS-V in the country. Surprisingly, didn't need much. But thank you for watching. It's up for sale.